1 Samuel 27 tells us a story. Verse 2, so David and 600 men with him left and went over to Achish, son of Maach, king of Gath. David and his men settled in Gath with Achish. So we see the rest of the story. King David actually came here. We don't know what happened between him running from king of Achish and coming back, what conversations they had, what relationship they developed. Probably David presented to him some gifts, as he did for people of Judah. But eventually, king of Achish agreed to host King David with 600 men. They came in, and Bible says that they settled and they lived, they dwelt in City of Gath. Interesting, right? That's the blessing of the Lord. Just before that, he killed Goliath, one of the giants and strong men of the city. Little later, some years later, he come to live here and he become friend of Achish, friend of inhabitants of City of Gath. That's another piece of story about Philistines. There were good chapters, and actually those people give refuge to King David, and he tried from here, and from here he went out and he was doing his wars, coming back in and out. That was good chapter of his story. So City of Gath actually was also a blessing for King David, the king we all love. Bible teaches us when we have favor of God in our lives, even our enemies can become friends. So it's important to not to close the doors behind situations and people, but to be open and see what God can do, because He can even touch your enemies, people who did bad to you, and make them friends. And that's very precious. So let's seek together favor of God and see what miracles God can do in our lives, also concerning to friendships and different people in our lives. Sitting at the ruins of houses of Philistines, people of Goliath, family of Goliath, and watching out, I see my city, city of Ashdod. And sitting here, I can imagine as Ark of the Covenant was captured by Philistines, and when hand of the Lord was heavy on them in Ashdod, they sent Ark of the Covenant to Gath, to City of Gath. In Hebrew we call it Gath. So if I would sit here with Philistines, I would see the procession, I would see the feast, the sound of joy when the Ark of the Covenant coming to this city. So here was a temple, and the Ark of the Covenant that represents the presence of God came here, and it was present here before King David. But about King David, when King David became a king and he was ruling over Israel, it says that most faithful people in his army, they were people of Gath, and they called in the Bible by name. Can you imagine? This is the nation of enemies, and some of them, they saw God working in the lives of David. They even left their own families, their own possessions, and their own family, and they came to Jerusalem, they came to Hebron in Jerusalem to be with King David, and they were faithful servants. And even when rebellion happened, and many friends of David, they left him, the most faithful ones were people of Gath. That's an amazing story of God's favor. Once again, God can turn things around. He can make your enemy your friend. When you walk with God and serve Him and worship Him, He doing amazing miracles. So sitting in the biblical city of Gath, thinking of all these generations and stories, Ark of the Covenant, King David, Gethites, amazing story. But also think how favor of God works for people like you, dear brother and sister. Even today, God works in your life. Jeremiah 47:4, powerful prophecy, says, "For the day has come to destroy all Philistines and to cut off all the survivors who could help Tyre and Sidon. The Lord is about to destroy the Philistines, the remnant from the coasts of Kaftor." Kaftor is Crete. Interesting to think about destiny of different cities, because many cities of Israel have been destroyed and rebuilt again. Ashdod, Ashkelon, Gaza, they were destroyed and rebuilt. But Gath still laying in ruins. There is no city around Gath. We see total wilderness and agricultural fields, beautiful area, but it's never been rebuilt in our days. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but here is the witnesses of God's glory, God's power, and truthfulness of the God's word. Because prophet said this city will be destroyed and will never be rebuilt, and that's what happened. I'm standing on the top of the biblical city of Gath, and from here I have amazing 360 view. So let me show you. Right there we can see city of Gaza. Then on the right, city of Ashkelon, and then city of Ashdod. And behind me this way, we could see Jaffa, but I cannot see it, it's too far. But here, right here, I see another biblical city, Beit Shemesh, the city of Azekah, Hebron, and actually even Jerusalem. It's amazing, but from this very strategic point, I can see most of the biblical cities of Judah. Amazing, right? It reminds us, as much as Israel is small, but there is great story in every corner and every hill, and it's amazing to walk length of the Bible and to think about miracles of the past, but also fulfillment of biblical prophecies, because all around me I see beautiful green fields. Some years ago this area was desolated, it became a desert, no one wanted this land, but now it's a city of prosperity and blessing, because the hand of the Lord over Israel blesses Israel, and all the biblical prophecies come into pass. And I'm in the midst of it, and together with you, we're going to continue to study, to go deep, to grow in the Spirit, but also to bring salvation and revival to Israel and to the nations. We can see as biblical history, prophecies in modern day life coming together nowadays. What a great time we live in. Blessings and shalom from Israel.